Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this, your Libra, December 2024 reading and forecast. Hi, I'm Nigel Saint James, Clairvoyant. Well, this month we have a very intriguing deck. It's really full of medieval art. You probably haven't seen this deck floating around anywhere. I think it's quite rare, and I love it because the messages that come through are going to help you manage the cosmic energy this month to provide emotional fulfillment and success. Now, you know, of course, that I do provide clairvoyant readings to people all over the world via FaceTime and Skype. And if you're interested in that, the details are in the description. Now, of course, I charge for those. They go for about an hour and a half, maybe sometimes longer, depends. There's another gift which I also offer, this time for free, as a service to people all over the world, again through FaceTime and Skype, is the gift of healing. Now, I can't get anything in return for it, or it doesn't work. That's the basis upon which it was provided to me. There's no obligation, there's no charge, there's no expectation, there's no catch. And that probably would you probably set aside 45 minutes, I would say, to do that. But now, understand this, please, that there are no video advertisements breaking their way into this content, so you get to experience the reading direct without interruption. And we're going to take 5 because they will together give you enough to know how to manage the cosmic energies to bring about emotional fulfillment and success. So show me the magic. What's that? Ace of coins. Here is death. What a beautiful death card. The imagery on this stuff is great. Ace of swords. Let's have a look here. 5 of swords, and finally there is 2 of coins. Right, I'll bring the camera around so you and I you can take from the imagery what you want, of course. I'll look at it and see what it has to say to me, but together we'll enjoy it while I do the reading for you. Now, I thought I'd just start by showing you the back of the cards in this particular deck. It's not something that I normally do, but I just find this deck itself so rich and of such great quality, and also the backs have that same beautiful artwork on it. But what I like in particular are the astrological signs going around a zodiac wheel, because as you know, we use a lot of astrology in my readings, do we not? So that's what they look like for those who are interested in the backs of cards, and I suppose that what we'll start with, it's calling for it. Gee, a lot of change going on in your life, which may have some fear attached to it at the beginning, but I can tell you what, it's going to be harmonious for you. Things are going to be working out very well. You have, in a sense, a divine protection here, great new beginnings, and a wonderful outlook on life and understanding what you can and cannot control. But let's look at this too first here. And speaking of astrology, what I have with it in this position here is, it's Jupiter ruling the first decan of Capricorn, that 23rd of December to the 2nd of January. Jupiter is, of course, the great benefic, bringing you good luck, expansion, and wonderful environment in which to be around. So there's going to be some change, of course, and a transformation going on in your life. But this is really telling me, I think, that you are going to be in control of that change, because Jupiter, which is the planet symbolizing luck and expansion, it is telling me that the change is going to bring luck and enrich your life. And of course, being in Capricorn, well, this is saying to me that this new is going to bring more stability and security with it. Of course, there's going to be some ups and downs along the way, as always happens with change, movement, maybe some hard work to get done, but you'll be enjoying that work, which is a welcome change. And sometimes, of course, you may well think that there are brick walls standing in front of you. Well, I can tell you, with this combination of energies, the brick walls are there for a reason. Now, the brick walls are not there to keep you out. The brick walls are there to give you a chance to show how badly you want something. Because the brick walls are there to stop those people who don't want it badly enough. They're there to stop other people, not you. And this is very much an energy here for you now of good organization and good management of your practical and even your romantic and relationship affairs. Maybe some changes in relation to those, but they're being managed by you in a good way. But look, unsurprisingly though, when there is change around, there is here sometimes, with number 5, the energy of Mars, which can bring about some sort of unstable feelings within yourself, but you definitely conquer them here. Now, this is Venus in the first decan of Aquarius, which is the 22nd to the 29th of January. Well, Venus rules Taurus and also your sign. So it's really good for you here. You have Venus in the air sign of Aquarius. Now, normally, they might be at odds with one another, because, let's face it, by and large, you, with Venus, are a lover and not a fighter, whereas Aquarius is a rebel ruled by Saturn. And Aquarius is a fighter, normally for causes. So in some respects, there's a tendency, perhaps, for the individualistic or dispassionate nature of Aquarius to run up against your Venus, the planet of relationship. But you should never apologize for putting a premium on relationship. But what this is saying is that there is around you during this period of change, at the beginning of it in any event, probably a fear of being defeated as a result of the change, fear of painful situations or experiences. There's a fear of defeat, perhaps. While you mull over these things which are coming, these changes are coming anyway. You are going to be managing and bringing a lot of them about. But sometimes you might be being a little bit of a scaredy cat about it. Now, this could be connected with relationships or more generally with the beginning of something which is of great importance to you. Maybe there's the fear of letting things get out of control or feeling that things are slipping out of your hands. And there's also maybe there's the disconnectedness in a relationship sense with somebody. Look, this is the law of life. Its real meaning. That you can't impose your experience on other people or force them to feel suggested emotions. And only through personal experience do you understand that in life. Sometimes it can bring sadness, but when you are sad, you understand life. But this process is also going to be bringing about an understanding of yourself, a living to your true values. We have been, and you have been, programmed to fear what you don't understand, and you don't understand the truth of yourself, which is going to be expressed explicitly, I think, here. The other thing that I'll say, just by way of general comment around this energy, is the way that we look at other people. Do you know the character traits that you do not appreciate about another person? Well, they're also those very same tools that that person has used to get through their life. And you can't face another person while bearing criticism for what you don't approve about them, because the traits that people develop are their necessary tools, and they use them to apply to their own lives, which are unique. And maybe instead of, in this process of fear, instead of criticizing, ask yourself, what kind of a life has this other person lived that require the tools that they use to be necessary? And what tools might you be using as a result of your own distinct journey, and that other people just can't understand themselves? And also at times like this, where there is change, and very often change in relationship settings, which can be romantic or social or work relationships, and things like anger and sort of blame can come about. Well, here's the thing about anger. People hold on to it because letting go means dealing with pain. It's a coping strategy that seems to show strength and confidence, but in reality, it really shows how much you are taking on someone else's actions. And sometimes it must be said, and I think you would agree with me, that when we do feel a little bit scared of things, if we feel angry, if we feel that it's all somebody else's fault, then we can engage in self-pity, can't we? Well, let me assure you that self-pity is the suicide of the soul. Now let's have a look at this thing which is saying, put all that behind you. This is also saying it, as is this, because you have wonderful things in store. And let's start with this. And this is look, I think that Taurus, Gemini, and Aries might well be important for you. You are coming into a period now of great success, of unification of the body and soul, material and spirit, heaven and earth, a wholeness here. There's a harmony that's coming in. And now, in a way, your body can be treated as the living temple of the soul. The more deeply you are grounded in your body, the fewer difficulties will arise during this integration process and this process of change, I think, which is coming around. The deeper your roots reach into the earth, the higher your soul will be able to soar. This is the beginning of something really good. There's a prosperity and growth around here, a great sense of material abundance, of improving money, possibly a promotion, pay rise, certainly good luck and unexpected financial advantages here. You will also have, I think, a very deep well of grounded, practical organizational ability, which I think we saw with here as well. This really does now mirror your readiness to live a life that is inwardly and outwardly rich. And all that is needed is already at hand with you. So give yourself up to the fullness of life and learn to... You were born with wings, so learn to use your wings. Now, what area of your life would you like make richer? Say this to yourself, that wealth is my natural condition. It allows me to express my spirituality and my creative potential in this world because I am in harmony with the flow of nature and with my sole purpose. Now, the message coming through here definitely is strong, and it is saying that there is nothing you cannot be, there is nothing you cannot do, there is nothing you cannot have. You are the most magnificent, the most remarkable, the most splendid being God has ever created. For who could reject such wondrous magnificence? But you do not know who you are, and you think you are a great deal less. You are in charge of your life. You are your own rule maker, and you are the only one who can judge how you are doing. Now, all you have seen in the world is your idea about it. Now, life is starting to take off for you, but it will start when you choose for it to. Now, first, the idea becomes a thought becomes a word. Say it out loud. Words have power, and a word becomes an action. If you're going to do something, then start and then go all the way. Do it. Seize the opportunities which are being thrown in front of you now. Rejoice in them, and let no power on earth take them from you. Yeah, well, I would definitely agree with that. What's this one here? Here's another ace. It's fantastic for you, the Ace of Swords. I get a lot of Aquarius, Pisces, and Capricorn here, you know. This is a time when you will have great original thinking and brilliant powers of thought, almost as if there is a divine inspiration which is coming to you. This present clarity that you get is a wonderful condition for you to pursue the things, the changes that you want to bring about in your life. And I think that you'll be able to recognize facts and call by name things which other people would prefer to just sweep under the carpet. Well, this does entail a responsibility on your part. Don't express your insights heartlessly, of course, but when you are fully in contact with love, use this sword without sparing yourself or others. And then while I'm looking at this painting here, it really does look as if it's a whole number of people comparing themselves. Who has more? Who has what? Is this got a new iPhone? What type of a car are they driving? Is this job better than mine? These people that come around saying, I'm better than you because I'm driving around in a new Mercedes or a Lamborghini, or because I have a Rolex watch, or I wear designer labels. Look, you will, I think, now come to the realization that, look, sometimes on your travel through hell here, in a way, this is not paradise. We left the Garden of Eden and came here for a purpose, to fix it up, to learn. Well, sometimes on our travel through here, you will meet people that think they are in heaven or paradise, the Garden of Eden, still because of their cleverness and ability to just get away with things. Well, walk past them, because they don't understand who they have become, and they never will understand. These type of people feel justified in revenge and will never learn mercy or forgiveness because they live by comparison. How much do I have? What is it worth? They are people that don't care about anyone other than who is making them feel confident, special. They don't understand that their God is not rejoicing with them because of their actions. Rather, the beloved is trying to free them from their insecurities by softening their hearts. And you'll also understand that these type of people would rather put out your light rather than find their own. They want to put out your light because when they look up at the sky at night, it is dark and starless. They don't have the ability to see beyond the false sense of happiness they get from destroying others. You know what happiness is, and it isn't this. Don't see their success as their deliverance. It is a mask that really plays to no audience other than people just like them. Now, they have joined countless others that call themselves survivors. We hear that. Survival of the fittest. They believe that they are entitled to win because life didn't go as planned for them. But you are not like them. You were not meant to stay in hell here and follow their perverted belief system. You were born for greater things, and you are bound for greatness. In a way, I suppose you were born to help them by leading. Rise up and be the light home. You were given the gift to see the truth, you see. Now there is an army of people like them, and you might sometimes feel alone. However, the legions of support, your family in paradise, stand beside you now. They are your strength, and they are as countless as the stars, and they light up your night sky. Yes, indeed. Now let's see. What remains is this, and this. Oh, isn't that a lovely painting of that particular thing here? This is Mars coming into Scorpio here, and it's heralding for you, look, just as we spoke of, and it's sitting above it. It's speaking of transformation, becoming free of old bindings, external changes and endings, letting go of some emotional attachments. In some respects, this is an end of an era. It's got to be said. Old relationships are demanding to be disintegrated. This energy, I call it roughly, or describe the energy as the child of the great transformers, the lord of the gate of death, and death is your protection against stagnation. It allows the weeds to be cut away and for the sun to shine in on the seeds and bring you the prosperity and happiness which is yours. But don't look back. Don't look back. You can spend minutes, hours, days, weeks, or even months overanalyzing a situation, trying to put the pieces together, justifying what could have, would have happened. Or you can just leave the broken glass on the floor and just move on. Do you know, letting go means that you come to the realization that, and it is just life, that some people are part of your history, but not part of your destiny. This happens to everybody as we mature and grow up, and it is at every age. You find out who you are and who you are becoming and what you want, and then you realize that people that you've known forever just don't see things the way you do. So you keep the wonderful memories, but you find that you'll be moving on. But this is a decision that you need to make so that it's painless. You must make a decision that you're going to move on. It doesn't happen automatically without pain. You'll have to rise up and say, I don't care how hard this is. I don't care how disappointed I might have been. For example, if someone has broken your heart in the past and you keep thinking about them, then you give them an opportunity to hurt you again in your mind. You realize that, don't you? You say to yourself, these things which have occurred in the past, they don't define me, and I'm not going to let anything in the past get the best of me. I am moving on with my life. Now, letting go doesn't mean that you don't care about someone anymore. It's just realizing that, look, the only person that you really have control over, really, the only person that you have control over is yourself. And you'll find that it's necessary to let things go simply for the reason that they are heavy. So let them go, let them go. Don't tie weights to your ankles. Now, even though you may want to move forward in your life, you could have one foot on the brakes, and in order to be free, you must learn how to let go. Release the hurt, release the fear. Refuse to entertain, to think about, to dwell on your old pain. The energy it takes to hang on to the past is holding you back from a new life. So what is it that you would like to let go of today? And sometimes, I'll say this especially for a female audience here, a point sometimes comes where every woman that finally figured out her worth has picked up her suitcases of pride and boarded a flight to freedom, which lands in the valley of change. But all of us sometimes just need to know when to turn the page. What a fantastic spread of cards for you. Made so much better for you being here. Well, I told you that was very interesting art, didn't I? And didn't you find it fascinating? I love that period in history. It's one of my favorite sections of history, I think. All around the world, or at least in Europe and the Middle East. And now, of course, unless I see you privately for a clairvoyant reading or for a healing, then I'll see you here again next month. And until then, though, remember one thing, and it is this, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. And until then, it's bye for now.